Off. Put them in a pretty good line too. One of the best to begin was Secret Show, showing early speed, leading narrowly from Mercy Sun. Roman Shah on the outside making ground. Fairway Queen in that leading pack, and Quintessential not that far away with Bell Charmer. Then the favoured one, Chasma Chan, who dropped out the third last from Book the Dance, and Sunray is back at the tail at the 850-metre turn. Fairway Queen went to the lead by a half to Roman Shah. 2 lengths away third, Mercy Sun, followed by Bell Charmer. Around it, Quintessential 3 wide, some 4 lengths to Secret Show, followed by Chasma Chan, then Sunray and Book the Dance. At the 500 metres, Roman Shah racing about 3 away from the fences, narrowly in front. Now crossed, Mercy Sun back to the inside, ridden along, followed by Bell Charmer. Quintessential always wide now, travelled up into second placing. Chasma Chan pulls to the outside around the turn. Then Sunray, Book the Dance, Secret Show, and dropping out of it, Fairway Queen. On the turn by the 250, Roman Shah a half in front of Quintessential. Chasma Chan under the whip out there wide, followed by Mercy Sun, then Bell Charmer, but Roman Shah down by the 150, still over a length and a half in front of Quintessential and Chasma Chan under plenty of pressure. Quintessential a centre now, got to Roman Shah. Chasma Chan getting into second placing, Quintessential in front, and Quintessential wins by a length to Chasma Chan. 4 away third, Roman Shah, then Book the Dance, followed by Sunray, then Mercy Sun, Bell Charmer. Well back was Secret Show, and tailed off Fairway Queen.
Good start for John Bell, tipping the winner, and it's going to pay 4.
On the outside, wider out, going up towards the lead. In behind them came on the inside Star Performer. Passion Fleur off the track, making ground to be third. Must be 4-5 wide along the back. A break of 2 lengths to Bush Lawyer. And Grey Skye had dropped out the last inside the 1200-metre turn. And Zaboom went to the lead narrowly within 3/4 on the outside as Brown Image of Star Performer. Star of Riverton is fourth. A length away, Toscatin, a half on the outside to Passion Fleur. And the last two are Grey Skye back on the inside of Bush Lawyer. By the 900, not much pace on. The leader is Zaboom by 3/4 to Brown Image. A half away third, the fence is Star Performer. Travelling up on the outside of it now is Star of Riverton. A length and 3/4 to Grey Skye. The fence being covered up by Toscatin, followed by Passion Fleur. And Bush Lawyer away from the fences back at the tail. At the 650, still Zaboom in front by almost a length to Brown Image on the outside of Star Performer. Then Grey Skye on the fence. Star of Riverton now eases to the outside, 3 wide. A length and a half to Grey Skye, followed by Toscatin. In behind them, Passion Fleur. And Bush Lawyer is back at the tail and being hard ridden. At the 350, it's Zaboom hard up against the inside, a length and a half in front. The widest runner is Toscatin, then Star of Riverton. Getting out now is Star Performer, making ground, followed by Grey Skye, Passion Fleur. Bush Lawyer, second last, pulls to the extreme outside. He's getting out now. He's making ground towards the 150. Toscatin, Star Performer, got to Zaboom. Here is Bush Lawyer. He's come from last. Toscatin just in front. Bush Lawyer ranged up to tackle Toscatin. Bush Lawyer put his nose in front, and Bush Lawyer, big effort. Bush Lawyer has won by a half neck to Toscatin. 2 away third, Zaboom. Then Star Performer, followed by Star of Riverton, Grey Skye. Well back was Passion Fleur, and Brown Image has run last.
2, 5 and 6, the numbers, and first leg of the daily double at Mornington Race 5.
Start now at the 1,000. Ready. Set for a start now. 5th event at Mornington. Best line they've had to date racing. Fruit and Veg stood there, missed it by 2. King Cossack third last when they hit the ground, driving through now, settling midfield. And Lennon Lass out wide, and Broad Impact is showing early speed, and so too is Kyra Roo nearer the inside. At the 750, a length and a half away, Sober Thoughts. King Cossack making ground 5th. A length of Bisconic on the outside, followed by Bianca's Magic, Norrelly Park and Fruit and Veg. Then Diamond Tribute, Bertie's Bell, and the leader is last. Down by the 500 metres, Kyra Roo is a neck in front of Broad Impact, and wider out as Lennon Lass is going forward. Just off the pace is King Cossack, and right off the track now, approaching the turn towards the 350 metres is Sober Thoughts. Some 4 lengths to Bisconic, Norrelly Park, Bertie's Bell. Well back on the inside came Bianca's Magic, followed by Fruit and Veg, Diamond Tribute and Lolita. In the straight inside the 200 metres, Kyra Roo just in front of Broad Impact. Now King Cossack is starting to knuckle down. He's coming hard over the final stages, the King. King Cossack grabbed them over the final stages, and away he goes. Big lump of a horse, but King Cossack draws away, wins 1 3/4. I reckon Bisconic second, a nose to Broad Impact third. Then Lennon Lass, Kyra Roo knocked up, followed by Sober Thoughts. Then Diamond Tribute, Norrelly Park. Well back was Fruit and Veg, followed by Bertie's Bell, Bianca's Magic, and last in Lolita.
King Cossack, number 2, it was always in the market. It was displaced late in betting.
And field of placing, has been a drifter on course, about 5 points of value on the tote. Number 7, Lyric Monarch, had 4 heavy track runs for 1/3 right out the gate. The tote's pretty much spot on. And number 8 has had 1 slow track run, was beaten some 16 lengths on that occasion, but has been kept very safe in the market, only around an $8 chance with the bookmakers. So a little bit hard to work that horse out. Now, we've had some more changes through the betting ring here. More money for Calamar, number 5. It's firmed in another point and represents a touch of value on the tote. Authority has drifted a further half point. On the tote at the moment, $5 is pretty much spot on. So we have an easing favourite, number 4, Bow Now, ahead of Bell Style, also easy. And then Authority and the firming Calmar, the only horse that seems to have had any support in this race. Now, I've tipped Bow Now. I can hardly suggest you hook into this at the $2.70. Not a lot of value at all. Number 1, Authority for second, and number 5, Calmar for third. At least you know with Calmar that he certainly does get through the conditions without any worry, where there is a few queries with the other runners. But for race 6 at Mornington, numbers 4, 1 and 5.
4, 1 and 5, the tips from John there. Malcolm Pay is riding John's selection. Bow Now, riding talent Malcolm, and only his weight has kept him away from being, I would imagine, a regular in the top echelon of jockey lists in this state. Number 4, Bow Now, it opened at 260, which was pretty skinny. Got out to 320, punters took that. It was displaced at that stage by Bell Style as favourite. That was only 5 minutes before start time, so 3 minutes ago. It has regained favouritism now at 290. Bell Style is the second pick, tote-wise at 340. Then to number 1, Authority at 490. It's been quite steady throughout betting. And the backed runner is number 5, Calamar. You can see there on the Reed Technology that it has firmed from 1020 to 690. And it is firming as we speak. It's into 590 now, so that's a significant move, isn't it?
It's the one that John said there'd been support on track for too with bookies.
Right, and number 8, Neil Donnelly, Mussadan, has eased only a point and a bit, so it's been fairly regular throughout. That's the scene behind the 1600 metre start there at picturesque Mornington. We're seeing it now on a pretty dull and gloomy day, although obviously the rain has abated. But come summer, it is one of our most picturesque and most sort of user-friendly, I suppose, or family-friendly tracks anyway, because it's marvellous gardens and lawns and old long-established trees there provide a beautiful picnic atmosphere for holiday makers on the peninsula. Mornington, one of our great tracks.
Talk about terrific provincial tracks, Keith. Won't all the action be at Warrnambool next week? Of
Oh,
course,
yes.
3 days of the Cup Carnival and the annual, and I believe 31 will be down there for a couple of days next week too.
Indeed, we have record entries announced for Warrnambool for the 3 days, and Channel 31, as you mentioned, Neil, breaking new ground with not only the telecast on Wednesday. Last week we designated the main day, Grand Annual Day, for our preference. This year we're able to bring you both days, Wednesday and then the finale, Warrnambool Cup and Grand Annual Day on the Thursday.
And a nice early start for you Thursday too, Keith.
I believe on both Wednesdays and Thursdays, they bounce the ball with race 1 in the mornings, one at 11:40 on the Wednesday. 11:30 on main day. We've got a little chance of doing the double. We'll try. Field is set for the 6th at Mornington.
Now, racing. Caught them at a good line too. Bow Now, Bell Style, the 2 best to begin. Headed off by Bull Murad shortly after the start. It raced over 3 in front. Our Aura off the track and Authority are making ground towards the leaders, followed by Lyric Monarch on the outside of Mussadan, and Calamar is last and racing a little bit wide. Towards the 1300, Bull Murad a length and a quarter in front. Our Aura into second placing, a half away third Authority. A break of almost 4 lengths to Bow Now, 4 away Bell Style, followed by Mussadan, and a length to Calamar, second last on the outside of Lyric Monarch towards the 1100 metre turn. Bull Murad the leader by almost a length to Our Aura. 2.5 a clear third Authority, 4 lengths to Bow Now, a half away Lyric Monarch, third last on the outside Bell Style, followed by Mussadan, and Calamar is last near the 800 metre turn. The leader Bull Murad only a half in front of Our Aura. Still 4 lengths away, Authority third. A length on the fence and fourth is Lyric Monarch. A length and a half to Bow Now, followed by Bell Style. And the last two are on the inside, Muss and Dan of Calamar. Out the 600 metres down the side. The runs are coming now from the rear. The leader is Bulmarad from the outside by a length to Our Aura. It's under the whip now, under plenty of pressure. Authority now comes into the race. Bell Style pulls to the outside from Bow Now. A length away, Lyric Monarch, followed by Calamar. And Muss and Dan is last around the home turn. Bulmarad straightens up a length in front, not travelling well though. Authority, Bow Now get into it. And Bell Style, the widest runner, followed by Lyric Monarch, sticking back to the inside at the 200 metres. Out wide, Bow Now and Bell Style ranged up to tackle Authority. At the 100 metre mark, it's Authority, Bow Now and Bell Style. Bell Style out wide, just in front. Authority comes again back to the inside. Authority just in front. Authority wins by neck to Bell Style. 2 away third, Bow Now. A gap in the field to Bulmarad, followed by Calamar. Well back was Lyric Monarch, Muss and Dan, and last in was Our Aura.
Well, a double to Hutchie. Well done there, Peter. And Authority, number one, getting the money. It's going to pay $4.90 and $1.90. $4.90 the win, $1.90 the place. Second, Bell Style. Look, the winner when it loomed in. It'll return $1.20. And third will be number 4, Bow Now, with a place return of a money-back place return. And, well, we mentioned about the picnic the Houlihan's are having. Who trains the winner? Fran Houlihan. 2 wins for Fran, 1 for a brother Mark, and 1, if we call a dead heat, 1 for Dad Jim. 4 races, that, if it wasn't a first before today, is now. And Peter Hutchison bringing up a Fran Houlihan trained double. He won earlier for Fran, and he's got the double now. That was on in race 1 on number 8, Quintessential. And this showed a lot of guts, I suppose. Couldn't think of a better term, but guts would be the right one, to keep boxing on.
It was gone a couple of times in the run, wasn't it?
And I think that's a mark of the Houlihan trained runners, be from whatever branch of the family tree, because they get them very fit down at Rye on their private training track. And there was an example of Authority showing that fitness when he needed to most. Start number 10, win number 2 for Authority on screen. He was favourite when beaten at Kerrang last start, as was another winner today, the stablemate Quintessential. So it must be hard to win up at Kerrang. Harder than Mornington, obviously. 1, 2 and 4, the numbers confirmed. The Quinella, $8.70. Exacta, $14.50. The Trisey, $32.50. We did mention on our tote run-through that was the race that, through trifectas and quaddies, we would be surprised if you couldn't nail it down to 4. Well, 3 of them have run the trifecta there. And it has paid $32.50. The running double 2 and 1, $16.30. Just we'll confirm that, Totes. I gave them to you earlier anyway. And there's a Happy Hutchie, a Happy Hoop, returning to scale on Authority, who was tackled from all sides by Bell Style, Bow Now first, and then by Bell Style, and held off the challengers there to win the 6th race, 3rd leg of the Mornington Quaddie. And Hutchie, as we pointed out, had a winning double at Maui at the weekend. So for 2 doubles in 1 week, that's a pleasant change of fortunes for Peter Hutchison, who, well, amongst his fine record of career successes, there's a Caulfield Cup on Fra in that record too. So a big performance there by Hutchie, and we'll see that trademark grin and imagine, I would think, Neil, there's Hutchie coming back to scale, and he'll be pretty pleased with his double there today.
Yeah, well, as you say, a double at Maui, a double at Mornington. As you say, he was a Caulfield Cup winner on Fra. Did he ride Midnight Fever to win a Blue Diamond for David Hayes?
He
was
did.
it Colin Hayes, in fact? Colin Hayes.
CS, yeah. And he beat a more favoured stablemate that day.
Is it Kenny Ladd? Is that the year?
No. Way before Kenny Ladd.
Yeah, it was.
Might have been the filly that won a Lightning Stakes as a 2-year-old.
No, that was Out of Danger and Desirable you're thinking of. You're thinking of Desirable, I think, aren't you?
Yes.
She won the Lightning as a 2-year-old. Out of Danger beat her when she was 40-1.
And what was Hutchie's Blue Diamond winner?
Midnight Fever.
Midnight Fever, was it?
About 89 or 88, something like that.
Yeah.
Does that sound about right? Anyway.
I don't know. We should refrain from questions without notice.
Oh,
Neil.
sorry, Casey.
7 days in writing is my requirement.
Here's some totes anyway. There goes the dog and bone. 1 Authority for Peter Hutchinson, the laughing jock. 480, 160. 140 for 2 Bellstyle, 150 for 4 Bow Now. I think Keith's given you all these, but we'll quickly run through them. 870 the Cornella, 1450 the Exacta, 3250 the Trifecta, and 1630 the Running Double.
Okay, and we'll leave Mornington there to go back for a look at the tape board at Warrigal. This is race 6. We do have 10 minutes to the start, and there's half a dozen in the market here at least now.
Yeah, standing start affair. I'll be very interested to get Rob's thoughts here, and we're still a good 10 minutes away from starting time. I think the principal chances, I thought Sure number 9 was first pick for mine, even though it is off 10 metres. I think she's probably got a touch of class on some of these. The standing start conditions really level things up here. She can't afford to do anything wrong. We have seen her perhaps miss the start before. Starsha Sir is racing very well for Noel Shinich right in the market. Expedition for Chris Alford from Barrier 2. And a horse that perhaps hasn't got as much ability as all these, but he's a very good stand start horse, is number 1, Hillbilly Jed. You know he'll race well. He'll begin fairly quickly, or he usually does. Take a forward position. Barrier 1 around Warrigal. It's a bit of a help, as we have mentioned before. Expedition, certainly, as we said, it's got a chance. Swivel, number 3, has been racing consistently without winning. It's probably got some chance from Barrier 3 also. And I thought Zambezi, number 6, recent form is disappointing, but on its day is pretty smart. And I notice it's just trimmed up a few dollars there from 10 minutes out. It's now into 12.20, number 6. Interesting race. And I'd be very keen to see what's happened on track with bookies there and what Rob's thoughts are here, Keith.
Yes, we'll look forward to joining Rob soon, Neil. Now, back to our pre-tote call discussion. Midnight Fever, jockey was Jim Courtney.
Jim Courtney.
And Hutchie's Blue Diamond was Canonise.
Of course. Well, we knew it was a Hayes one anyway. We weren't too far off the mark.
And thank you, big fella, for that information. It was most helpful. Let's go back to Belly. John Bell at Mornington.
Yeah, thank you, Keith. I'm just getting some protest information through here. I believe there is a protest, 3rd against 1st. Hang on, it's coming through now.
Numbers are 1, 2, 4. Authority Peter Hutchinson, Bell Style Nash Rawilla, Bow Now Malcolm Pay. It's ahead by a length and a quarter, and the protest is on 3rd against 1st, alleging interference from the 50-metre mark to the winning post. Protest on 3rd against 1st, past the post numbers 1, 2, 4.
There you go. I didn't even move my lips. So we've got the protest on here. 3rd against 1st, Bow Now against Authority. So we'll keep you informed there. Now, Ricardo Stella's joined me now. Ricardo's the state manager of BRL Hardy Wine Company, and they sponsor today's races. It's called A Day at the Races with Sir James, and it's great to see sponsorship. Welcome, Ricardo.
Thank you, John. We've had a fantastic day here today. This is the 2nd time that we actually sponsored a day at the races at Mornington. And in all probability, in fact, we'll look forward to the 3rd one next year. We've had a great day. We've had a fair few Sir James, and
I've seen a few magnums of champagne flying around here.
That's right. Yeah, we've donated some magnums of Sir James for all the winners, and there's going to be a big 6-litre Methuselah coming up on the next race as well. And talking about races, I just hope that they keep the result the way it was on the last race. So.
It's obviously an important part for Sir James Hardy to be sponsoring racing, and it's good for them to be involved in racing.
Well, I must say that we do all sorts of marketing and sponsorship, and racing has not been a big part of that, but I know that our counterparts in New South Wales have sponsorship arrangements at Rose Hill. And in Victoria, this is the 2nd time that we've sponsored a race day. But we find that as far as our customers are concerned, they have a wonderful time. They enjoy the day. They buy plenty of stock from us. So at the end of the day, it's a good initiative, and we'll keep it going.
Terrific. That's great to see. Best of luck today. I hope your protest is dismissed, and
so do I.
Especially for BRL Hardy and Company for sponsoring racing.
Okay. Thank you very much, John.
Ricardo Stella there, the state manager of BRL Hardy. and company, which is, as I said, it's good to see that racing still has so many great sponsors. Now, we'll keep you informed on that protest. Third against first for alleged interference from the 50-metre mark to the winning post. I'm sure Keith and Neil will run you through that replay and give you their opinions on it. Whether they're right or not, who knows.
Might have a look at that replay again, and Ricardo, John's guest then as a sponsor, but sponsorship doesn't buy you a seat on the voting panel in the stewards room, does it, Neil? Ricardo. Now, here's Hutchie in the red cap and the yellow, 3 out from the rail. The third place getter is in the blue. That's Bow now.
Yep.
So now we'll just be careful with our comments here, but there are the 3 of them in line and seemingly keeping pretty much a straight course, with Hutchie using the whip in the conventional right hand, and Malcolm Pay on Bow now using the whip in the left hand. The protest would be over this section of the race here. Malcolm Pay has eased Bow now, and he's eased it out of the 3-way contest. Bear in mind, this is a side-on view. It totally distorts the fairer view, which would be head-on. So we cannot tell, and you as a viewer can't tell, how close those 2 horses came and when they were actually coming together.
We can assume, watching that there was some tightening. I think that's a fair comment to make.
Yeah, sure.
That there was some tightening of the horse in the middle, but I got the impression, just watching it, that they were going to run in that order anyway.
Look, I'd agree with that. I got that impression
the way I
too.
Saw it,
but we are entitled to make a comment, but we make this comment bearing in mind that we are not looking at the fairest angle at all, which is head-on, and that's what the stewards will be doing. And we'll bring you the result, because it is very important. There's no such thing as a minor protest now, and we have Quinellas and trifectas involved. And when this one involves the winner, it involves all sorts of bets, all bet types. Let's go to Warrigal now and to Rob. And if we have the outcome of that protest, we'll interrupt Rob. I'm sure he'll allow us to do it.
Not a problem, Keith. 3 minutes away before race number 6 here at Warrigal, and the favourite is number 9, Sheer, at $3.50 and $1.50. Also well in the market, number 4, Star Chasseur at $3.60 and $1.60, and number 2, Expedition at $5.80 and $2. They are the top 3 on the tote with on course with Super Tab. Also in the market, number 6, Zambezi at $10.30, and number 1 also Hillbilly Jed at $11.20. I have tipped here number 4, Star Chasseur. Look, he's a very good, reliable beginner from the stand. I think number 9, Sheer, is definitely the class runner, but we did hear Lee Miles mention earlier on, this horse has had 1 start from the stand and missed it, and off the second line draw here with a little bit of rain having fallen on the track does make it a little bit more difficult for the back markers, but number 4, Star Chasseur, has a draw on his side. And I thought he was a horse to beat here, number 4. From number 9, Sheer, as I did mention, definitely the class run of the field. Will have to overcome the 10 metres. And number 2, Expedition, which is a very good, reliable standing start horse. He's drawn nicely in barrier 2. Wouldn't surprise me if he found the early lead, and he'll take quite a bit of catching. So 4, 9 and 2 for race 6. I'm joined by Mark Shears, a trainer of number 2, Expedition, who has the services of Chris Elford. Well, Mark, is my summary right? He is a good standing horse.
Yeah, that's about it, Rob. He's a nice, honest horse. He does everything right. He'll stand up, he'll go away, and you know, with a bit of luck, he'll win the finish, I think.
I assume you would have spoken to Chris. Your pre-race plans, hoping to find the front?
Yeah, we're hoping to lead, and if we get taken on by one of the better horses, probably look for a sit and hopefully be in the money still.
Well, his last run at Geelong, he worked to the lead. He was there for a long way, just got a little bit leg weary over the concluding stages.
Yeah, initially I was a little bit disappointed with him at Geelong, but after watching the tape and that, I thought, well, you know, I think the winner could be a fair horse reversal, yeah. And then he sat outside as he was too good, and then we just got skunked the last little bit by Hillbilly Jed, but you know, he'll stand up, he'll do everything right, and he'll be thereabouts, I think.
Mark, your background, have you been training long?
I've been training horses for about 8 or 10 years, just as purely as a hobby after work and that, and I'm just doing a few now and, you know, having a bit of fun.
Right, and Expedition, what else have you got?
I got a horse called Jungle Savage. He won 3 for me last year. Just a few young ones, that's about it really.
Okay, and what are you involved in full time?
No, that's all I'm doing at the moment. I'm breaking a few and jogging up a few, and you know, hopefully I can get a few more.
All right, well, good luck with Expedition. I hope he runs a good race for you.
Thanks, Rob. Yeah, thanks.
Mark Shears, who trains a number 2 Expedition, has the services of Chris Elford, as I did mention, a very honest and reliable horse on the stand, and you can be assured that he will be there for a long way. But number 4, Star Chasseur, for Noel Shin, I think he's definitely the horse to beat here. From number 9, Shear, and 2 Expedition, a minute away. Also in the market, number 1, Hillbilly Jet at $9.40. Number 6 is showing around $10.20, which is Zambezi. Won a trial here at Warragul on Saturday morning, and has definitely got a chance. So we'll back to you in the studio. We'll go to Adam Crediton for race 6.
Thanks very much, Rob. No news on the protests at Mornington at this stage. Let's have, because it's close to start time now, we'll have another look at the tote board here. We're within a minute of the start. The favourite Star Chasseur holding his place and in fact firming in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, there's no real significant moves here, Keith. Perhaps the most significant's been for number 9, Shear. When 10 minutes ago was 460 and it's now into 380. Star Chasseur has been around about the 320 or 30 mark, as you can see. It's now 310.
Ruffy here has been back, number 6, Zambezi.
That was the one that I mentioned earlier on when we were going through our initial quaddie suggestions. I thought that even though his recent form is disappointing, Rob's just informed us that he won a trial at Warragul there on Sunday. And I know that his recent form is no good, but at his best he's very smart and would be a genuine winning chance here. They're very close to a start. Lining up here, in fact, we might head across to Adam Crediton because I think they're about to jump. Here's Adam now.
The pick on the tote now. All the tapes are across. Expedition fills his spot on the front row with the assistance of an attendant. Now the track is being cleared. And away they go. Shear a little slow out off the 10 metres. He's missed it about 10 metres. And also slowly away Zambezi, beginning fast and going to the leader's Expedition. Crossed Hillbilly Jet to lead by 3 metres. Star Chasseur up to third. Out 3 deep is Spin Ahead, 4 metres then to Gozo Sun. About 8 metres Distill Magic with Swivel. Zambezi back to the inside. 10 or 12 metres to Shear, who's back there at the tail with Magic Torado. Around the first turn, and Expedition being joined by Star Chasseur. Noel Shim wants the front and he'll find it 2 into the straight the first time. Star Chasseur takes over to lead Expedition. Gozo Sun left in the breeze. 3 deep still is Spin Ahead. He can't get in at this stage. 3 back on the inside now is Hillbilly Jed. In the centre is Distill Magic, followed by Zambezi inside of Swivel. 15 metres to Shear and Magic Torado is last. Well, Spin Ahead's having no luck in the first lap. He still can't get around the field. He's stuck there out 3 deep for the time being. And Star Chasseur in front, the lead time in 48.1. Star Chasseur led by 4 metres. Expedition Gozo Sun. And Spin Ahead is still out there 3 wide. 3 back the inside is Hillbilly Jed. Distill Magic in the middle. 4 metres Zambezi inside of Swivel. And only about 8 metres away now to the last pair, which is Magic Torado on the inside of Shear. Shortly those two will tack on. Off the back, a lap and a half from home. And the leader is Star Chasseur. He leads by 2 metres to Gozo Sun. Expedition on the back of the leader and Spin Ahead's 3 deep forever. Followed by Distill Magic. The centre over on the inside is Hillbilly Jed. Next in the field is Zambezi with Swivel. Now Shear starts to make a move out 3 deep. And last is Magic Torado, but he will get onto the back of Shear as they come down the home straight. 31 seconds the first quarter, and with 8.50 to go, the leader is Star Chasseur by 2 metres on Gozo Sun. Spin Ahead out 3 deep. You wouldn't expect him to stick on for much longer. Then Expedition behind the leader, followed by Distill Magic. Shear's lost patience, and he goes out 4 deep now, followed by Swivel. Magic Torado on the back of Shear, and last over on the inside there is Zambezi. Second quarter in 31.7. Star Chasseur held together into the back, led by 2 metres. 2 Gozo Sun. Shear gets to third. Expedition the inside, then Distill Magic. Spin Ahead has called it a day, followed by Hillbilly Jed, Magic Torado. Swivel second last and Zambezi is last. 400 out and Star Chasseur led off the back. 3 metres to Gozo Sun. Expedition about to get into the clear. Under pressure is Shear. Distill Magic pulls out and goes around him, followed then by Hillbilly Jed and Swivel. Third quarter 31.1. Star Chasseur led on the turn by 4 metres. Expedition gets out. Hillbilly Jed driving in behind them, and then Distill Magic running on in the straight. Star Chasseur in front. Expedition and Distill Magic down the outside. Star Chasseur a metre in front. Distill Magic with Expedition late. Star Chasseur still in front. Star Chasseur wins. Star Chasseur by a metre to Expedition. I think Distill Magic third, narrowly in front of Hillbilly Jed. And then Swivel followed by Zambezi making up ground late. A long break to Gozo Sun with Spin Ahead, Magic Torado. And Shear was back at the tail with the last quarter in 31.1.
4, 2 and 8 here. Star Chasseur too good. Just repeating if you missed it, that protest at Mornington has been dismissed. Protest dismissed at Mornington. Now here we are, 4, 2 and 8 across the line here at Warrigal. Good Manners telling the tale here. Star Chasseur went away, as did Expedition. Those that went away fought the finish out. It's definitely an up-fronters track, as Rob Orbit told you earlier. Found the front, was too strong, held off Expedition, who led early, took the trail, pulled out, turning for home, and could not run the leader down. Noel Shin getting the money there with the tote favourite. It's going to return for you about 280 and 130. Ahead of 2 Expedition, you can expect $1.50 and 8 Distill Magic. Very good odds, big odds. It was better than $55 the win. Will return about $6.30 the place.
And we'll confirm those when we return in a minute or two from now.
Liquid music is a magical, mystical journey through sight, sound and imagination. An almost hypnotic mix of music and powerful, relaxing images. Liquid music brings psychedelic visuals into your lounge room. Liquid music, here on Channel 31. Vivace, Melbourne's only fine music program, can be seen Tuesdays at 8:30.
So my second one, I wanted to focus on a neglected composer.
Performers from all over Melbourne showcase their work in a variety of styles. Interviews and performances from some of Australia's best up-and-coming artists.
The jazz band, The Swing Thing.
Fine music on Vivace, each Tuesday at 8:30 here on Channel 31. To Where Is Human is your fortnightly look into Melbourne's skate scene. Interviews, music, competitions and the latest styles on To Where Is Human.
Because a skateboard doesn't belong on the road or on the footpath in their eyes, that it's like, oh, you're not allowed.
So you can really arc a turn really well.
Keep up to date with the best on Melbourne's skate scene on To Where Is Human, Thursdays each fortnight on Channel 31.
Hello, I'm Mirella Killingsworth with the weather forecast. Today cloudy with a few showers and a fresh to moderate wind, a maximum of 18 degrees. Tomorrow a few showers, then a fresh wind and a maximum of 17 degrees with an overnight low of 11 degrees. On Friday, early drizzle then fine and 17 degrees. On Saturday, early fog or drizzle, then fine and a maximum of 17 degrees. That's all for the moment. I'll see you again soon. Hope you're enjoying your afternoon, and now it's back to Keith Hillier.
Thanks a lot, Morella. Totes on screen now for the 6th at Warrigal. 4 Star Chasseur, 280 and 130. 2 Expedition, 150 and 8 Distill Magic. $6.30 Quinella, $8.90. Trifecta, $147.30. Running double, 9 and 4, $60.70. Really haven't had a chance to say hello officially to Morella all day, but John Anderson, in his column this morning, had an article on Morella, who has been with Channel 31 for a couple of years, delivering her regular weather reports. And she is, of course, a regular to viewers of Channel 31's racing and harness racing coverage. Morella had a very serious setback in life when she was involved in a terrible accident in 1988. So we're looking at 10 years now that Morella has had her problems, but she's... which makes it even more amazing, Neil, that Morella's always got a smile for us.
Absolutely, it's gratifying for her too. She's been recognised by lots of people, and as you say, a familiar face and a very pretty one as well too, Keith.
Yes, and Johnny Anderson, the last sentence in his report was, I reckon she deserves a break. Okay,
Yeah.
Hope that comes true. All right, let's go back to Warrigal and back to Rob.
He's the best weather reporter in Melbourne, there's no doubt about that. Morelli do a terrific job. And race 7, race 6 here at Cranbourne or Warrigal, wherever we are. I'm getting mixed up where I am. But I've got Charles Cravacci, the part owner of Star Chasseur. Congratulations, Charles. Big thrill being a winning owner.
Definitely is, Robert. It was a fair drive down here from the city, and I guess it makes it worthwhile when they salute like that. And it seemed like it was a pretty meritorious win there, stuck on the rail. I hadn't seen any horse win in that position all day, so it's great to see him stick on there and lead all the way. It showed a lot of courage up in the straight.
Well, tell us, Charles, how you got involved with the horse, with Noel Shen?
I happened to work with his nephew, and he just told me that there was a horse that was coming over from New Zealand. If I was interested to purchase that with my brother, we both made that decision with another person. And since then, it's come over here and it's had 11 starts in Melbourne. And it seems to have won now its third race. It dead-heated one of them, but it was a great move in the end to buy into the horse.
So this is the first horse you've been involved with in harness racing?
Definitely, yeah, definitely is. And more of a thoroughbred racing person, but the harness racing seems to have sort of now been the way to go. It looks like it's a bit cheaper to get involved, and also it's a good way to get.
Well, you're involved with a good man in Noel Shen. You couldn't get a better trainer, Noel.
Very honest, and Ruth as well, and the daughters, they're all very hard-working, and yeah, can't give enough praise to Noel and the family.
Now, Charles, they tell me you went to school with John Bell. Is that true?
Yeah, that is true, and yeah, John was listening to the wireless there in Form 4, even Form 3. I don't know if he was at a legal age to bet, but he'd always be in the class with a form guide. He don't think he did too well in the exams. He was studying the wrong paper there, so I'm not too sure, but he's ended up doing quite well for himself.
So what school's this, Charles?
This was Salesian College, so we were wearing uniforms, and I guess that's held John in good stead to dress up for the job he has here, wearing the shirt and tie and so forth. So I think he's picked up something there.
Well, good to for you to share some of those secrets of John Bell with us, Charles, but congratulations. Well done with Star Chasseur, and I'm sure you'll enjoy tonight.
Thanks a lot, Robert. Yes, we sure will.
Charles Cravacci, a very happy owner or part owner with Star Chasseur taking out the event. And Neil Donnelly, I suppose, and Keith, when you went to school, you probably had the transistor in your ear in, what, grade 1, grade 2?
I think I waited till I was about 12, which puts me in about Form 1, I think. I can understand, mind you, Salesian College. I can't believe that they would have let John Bell in Salesian College.
I think Kid had the crystal set close to him.
Yes, I think that was a trait of all of us. If you're a racing lover, you started from a young age, didn't you, Keith?
Yes, indeed. And form guides in the textbooks. Race 7 at Mornington, 7 minutes to the start here. It's getting tougher. And while you're looking at the tote board, Neil has quaddie approximates for us.
OK, there's a whole heap of them there here. We'll just run through the quaddie approximates for you. Number 1, 1,970. Number 2, 566. Number 3, 2,350. 4 is 1,160. 5 is 2,450. 6 is 1,200. 7 is 5,900, 8 is out, number 9 is 4,400, 10 is 3,650, 11 is 1,500, number 12 is 898, 13 is 2,010, 14 is 3,990, and 15 and 16 are out.
Numbers you needed
so far, numbers so far, Keith, 5, 2 and 1. And I guess it's pretty fair to say that it's a fairly popular way so far, considering it looks so tough early, didn't it?
Yeah, yes, indeed. In fact, those dividends are quite...
they seem very reasonable, don't they?
They're more than reasonable, aren't they, for the results so far. And to give us some guidance with this leg, he's John Bell again.
Yeah, thanks very much, Keith. It's turned out to be a very wide open race here. Extended warranty opened up favourite around the $3.50 mark, but it's drifted 2 points from that. So it is retaining favouritism at that quote ahead of South Ridge, who has been a 1 point drifter out to $6, and Dancing Sculptor, who has also drifted out to that quote. Extended warranty is trained by Tony Noonan, who's with me now. Tony, the horse has had one start on heavy ground for a failure. Bit of a query today?
Big one, John. Horse's form's terrific of late. He's been terribly consistent, but unfortunately he doesn't really have any wet track form. He hasn't shown any liking to it in the past. Horse has come back from Adelaide in good order, and hopefully he'll be making a trip to Warrnambool next week. So we'll be guided by his run today to see where we're going to place him. But, you know, as you say, he hasn't really got any wet track form.
So you wouldn't be suggesting that people dial up and back the horse?
Well, that's a ticklish question, John, because, look, you know, we're going to ride him probably in a different manner today, where we're going to ride him back. and try to keep the horse balanced and make a sustained run down the outside of him. And horse is probably, I believe, the best horse in the race. But he hasn't shown any liking, but he's matured a bit more now, and his galloping action's a lot better than what it was when he would have been racing on wet track. So I wouldn't say don't back him, but
you're not to blame if he gets beat.
Yeah, I'll be pleasantly surprised if he does handle it.
Yeah. Okay, Tony. Well, you got Show No Emotion coming back on Saturday. It must be exciting for you to have him back up racing.
Oh, it's great. Great having a horse like him in your stable and getting ready to race again. We've had a little bit of a setback with the virus, but he seems to be over that. His work's been excellent, so we're looking forward to Saturday.
Okay, yeah, well, you've got busy times ahead of you, but you're a regular Warrnambool man. How are you wrangling to get the time off there?
Oh, I've got an understanding wife and supportive owners, so no, it's a week that we really do enjoy. It's a great time, so a number of my owners do go down for that carnival, so we try to make it a time for us all to relax and enjoy ourselves, so looking forward to it.
Well, on your past form, that's what you'll certainly do.
You'd know, John.
Best of luck here with Extended Warranty. Back on to more important things.
Thanks, John.
Tony Noonan there, the trainer of Extended Warranty, who is now equal favourite with Dancing Sculptor at $6. So he's drifted from $3.50 out to $6. Now, there's 3 minutes of betting to go here. We'll have a quick run through the odds because there's certainly some interesting ones here, and we'll have a look at the wet track form. Now, Change of Fortune is a knob in the wet. He's had 11 starts for 3 wins and 3 placings. That was earlier in his career. He's had 1 start from a spell, didn't really fire up to the mile today. Probably an improver, but he's out to double figure odds with the bookmakers. Extended Warranty, 1 start for an unplaced effort. Easy out to $6. Number 3, Governor Gazelle, has had 1 start on the heavy for a second. It's drifted 2 points to double figure odds. Number 4, South Ridge, has had 2 on the heavy for 1 win. He's also been a drifter. He's now out to $6.50 with the bookies, but value on the tote. Number 5, Papal Monarch, 3 starts on the heavy for a win, but that was a while back. I doubt he's going as well now. Number 6, Rob's Reason, 4 on the heavy for 1 second, has come in for some support, $8 into $7. So he's at his right price on the tote, locally trained here by Theo Howe, and does like this track where he's had 6 runs for 2 wins and 3 placings. Benbara Knight, he's had 20 starts on the heavy ground for 8 wins and 5 placings, but he has been a drifter. He's getting a bit long in the tooth now. He's a 10-year-old. He's out to $21 with the bookmakers. Number 9, Planet Hollywood. He's had 1 start on the heavy for an unplaced effort, but is a slow track winner. He's been a drifter in the betting ring by 1 point. He's out to $16, but represents some value on the tote. Number 10, Proud Pack. 4 starts on the heavy for a win and a third. Has been easy. He's out to 5 times the each way quote with the bookmakers, which is a drift of 6 points. Number 11, Moonchase. 4 on the heavy, 2 wins and a third. Has been quite steady throughout betting at around the $11 mark. Number 12, Dancing Sculptor. Forget last run when the saddle slipped. Had 10 starts on heavy ground for 2 wins and 3 placings. Also at this track, 16 starts for 4 wins and 6 placings. Down in the weights today, only 51. Anthony Simpson to ride. It's equal favourite with Extended Warranty at the $6 mark. Number 13, Rich Pickings. 8 starts on heavy ground, 2 wins and a third. Has been steady throughout betting at around the $10 mark, the $12 mark. So a touch of value on the tote. And number 14, Il Moge, terrific value on the tote here at $22. 7 starts on the heavy for 2 wins, 2 placings. Opened up at $9, has drifted 1 point out to $10. So you're getting some 12 points of value there. Certainly one well worth including in your multiples. I've put them in this way. 3, Governor Gazelle at good odds to beat 2, Extended Warranty, and number 12, Dancing Sculptor.
Thanks very much, John. So good luck to you there. Good luck to everyone that's having a bet on the race. Extended Warranty, well, a word of warning, wasn't there, from Tony Noonan, the trainer? I think most would agree. It's
a terrifying warning, actually, if you've got your last on it.
It's still the favourite, and it's still the horse to beat. And as Tony said, he hopes that he is pleasantly surprised. It is on trial on this sort of track, but conversely, it does have a fitness edge on most of its rivals here. It's clearly the favourite through the quaddies nil. Reggie, the div is there, $566 for number 2, Extended Warranty, and the only other runner under $1,000 is number 12, and that's Dancing Sculptor. And Dancing Sculptor, we might try and pick up on the, well, there it is, there's $7.30. So it's a couple ahead of Dancing Sculptor, or at least Rob's Reason anyway, number 6. That's the order of favouritism there, 2, 6, 12 and 4. That's the order of favouritism in Reed Technology, showing us the Super Tab betting there. Now, South Ridge has been well backed, 10.30 into 7.90. Dancing Sculptor has eased a full point to 7.30. Rob's Reason has firmed 2 points, 870 into 650. And Extended Warranty, I think, being the best horse in the race, punters are prepared to risk him on the track.
Start racing all. Rob's Reason is reneging after the start. He'll take no part, Rob's Reason. He's out the back and he's out of business. Away quickly, Ben Barra Knight pounces on the early lead, led by 2.5 to Dancing Sculptor. Off the track in the all-white Moon Chase now making ground, settling down fourth as Papal Monarch. A length away Extended Warranty. Il Moget's off the track making ground, followed by Governor Gazelle. Southridge on the outside of Change of Fortune. Out deep on the track there, Proud Packers going forward, followed by Rich Pickings. And back of the tail is Planet Hollywood towards the 1100 metres. Moon Chase on the outside, putting pressure on Ben Barra Knight. And at the 1,000 metres, they're matching strides by 2 to Will Moget. 2.5 away, fourth is Dancing Sculptor. 2 lengths to Extended Warranty. Fifth on the outside of Papal Monarch. 3 lengths away, Southridge. Around it on the outside is Proud Pack. Change of Fortune, the rail. Then Governor Gazelle, Rich Pickings. And 3 lengths away last is Planet Hollywood. 15 lengths would cover the field by the 650. In the all-white, Moon Chase draws a half in front of Ben Barra Knight. Il Moget travelled up on the outside to be third. The trio about 4 in front of Dancing Sculptor, ridden along. Change of Fortune away from the inside. Going forward now, Dancing Sculptor, followed by Southridge now pulling out very wide. Then Extended Warranty as Dancing Sculptor now sprinted to the lead around the turn. Here's Rich Pickings from well back coming with a run. Well back is Governor Gazelle around the turn towards the 220. In front narrowly Dancing Sculptor. Out deep on the track, Rich Pickings making ground. Change of Fortune boxing on, followed by Southridge, but Dancing Sculptor at the 100-metre mark. He's still over 3 in front of Rich Pickings and also Change of Fortune, and Dancing Sculptor's going to be too good. Dancing Sculptor wins by 2.5. Rich Pickings has run second, a half away third, Change of Fortune. Close up was Ben Barra Knight, then Southridge, followed by Extended Warranty. Well back was Il Moget, followed by Moon Chase, then Papal Monarch, followed by Governor Gazelle. In behind them came Planet Hollywood, and last in was Proud Pack. Rob's Reason came out, took no part, but it could be wise to hold all tickets.